I think what needs to happen is that road safety needs to be looked at holistically.
I want to touch the life of somebody. I want to change somebody's life. Fairness of distribution of human resources so that everybody can feel he belongs to Laikipia.
Thank you for joining us. This is The Point, and I am Miriam Ogutu. And today I'm joined by Bishop Dr. Weston Gitonga, Director of Heroes of the Nation, a non-profitable organization in Nyahururu Town, and also he's looking to vie for the Laikipia County Senator. Dr. Weston, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy to have you here today.
Yeah.
So what are some of the plans you have should you be elected the Senator of Laikipia County?
I've been in Laikipia, born in Laikipia also, and working in Laikipia, based in a place called Rosogwa, that is near Nyahururu Town, where I basically take care of the children, the orphaned children.
Okay, so you have an orphanage?
Yes, I do have an orphanage home, which is also a school for the orphans, because there are quite many.
Okay, by many you mean?
Many, I mean, by many I mean that the children that have gone through me from 2002 is 850 children.
850 children?
850.
So do you take care of them yourself, or sometimes you require help from other well-wishers out there?
This is a teamwork. Though the vision is my vision, but you know, anytime you have a vision, you have to ask for other people to come in and join with you in a vision. So I do have quite a number of people that have come in to help me in my vision.
Yeah.
But basically one of them is a key man. I cannot forget him. This is a friend of mine called Andrew Seaflight.
Okay.
Andrew is based in California.
The U.S.?
U.S.
Okay.
We teamed up together, and we thought that we need to do something for the orphan children. Yes.
So now what pushed you from that to now wanting to be a politician? Because
one of the things is that I have found that many people they are not even aware that in the environment there are quite a number of children that there's nobody taking care of them. In fact, even when you're telling people, okay, this is what I'm doing, I want you to come and help the children, they think it's a way of making yourself rich. They just take you like one of the guys that want to go
rich
digger,
quick, yeah.
Go digger through the less unfortunate children.
They don't really understand.
It's not like that, and that's not what I do. If you come to the orphanage home that I take care of, you are going to find clean children, happy children, and well-fed children. Even if I try to tell you that these are orphans, you can't believe it, because they are happy, because I know what I'm doing. I want to touch the life of somebody. I want to change somebody's life. I believe the Swahili people say this. They say, mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka.
By that, how does that apply to your case?
To my case, it applies like this. Even if a child belongs to a washerman, if you give that child education, he will never become an washerman. So what I do, I bring these children when they are about 3 years old. They just bring them to a class to learn in the nursery school, and then I continue with them in primary. I have a primary for those children.
So you have a school?
So I have a school.
Okay.
But basically, this is a special school because it is taking care of the children that are actually
in the orphanage.
In the orphanage, and that are vulnerable, and that kind of thing. And then I had a challenge because I used to take them to different secondary school. Then I found that one is too tiring.
So you decided to start a secondary school?
Yeah.
So now you have a secondary school?
Now I have a secondary school.
Okay.
For these same children.
Wow.
And so I take them through the secondary school again. And this year I found the challenges again big, because once they reach at that age of Form 4 and they are leaving Form 4, that education is not enough. Because most of the Form 4 guys, and if they have an A or anything, the match they can become, maybe probably if it's a guy is a maid. Because that education was okay in our time, because we used to call it ordinary level, the common. But this time it's not, unless one gets maybe a first degree.
So obviously, education is very paramount. It's something very close to your heart.
Yes. Yeah, because basically, apart from my training, other training, I'm a teacher.
You are a teacher.
You
are everything.
Yeah, I've been a teacher for over 15 years.
Professional
teacher, trained.
Okay. How would you rate the state of education today in this country? Especially the free education.
Though I'm not an authority so much on this, because there are other people that are more qualified than I am. But I feel that education needs to be looked into very much, because if you look at the countries surrounding us, countries like Sudan and other countries, they are not educating their children, because mostly they are in the war. So education is key to this country, because this is one way we can also export human resource to these other countries. But even though that is the key, we also need to look at our education system. Is the education system really making somebody to be somebody? Because it's very, very unfair. Somebody gets out of the college with a degree, and with the paper saying that I am a graduate. By the end of the day, nobody wants his services. Nobody wants his, whatever they have learned. So I think we need to really go so much. This is not the time when we were getting our independence. Everybody was going for white-collar jobs. And we really looked at it, because the white people are leaving the offices. Yeah. So we needed...
We had to take over.
We had to take over. So there was need for us to train cracks, train what. But this is not the same way today. Because today you find that even with a computer, you don't need a secretary. No. You can just work on your own.
Actually, you don't even need an office if you have a computer.
And from anywhere. So I think we need to revisit our education, not really on giving the head knowledge, but we revisit our education to that of creativity.
Okay. So now let's go back to the plans that you have for Laikipia County. Should you be elected as the senator?
One of the things I would love to see, let me go back to my agenda again. I want to see all the orphans given an opportunity in schools, in jobs. Whenever they are giving the jobs, they should also give the jobs to the orphans and also the disabled, because sometimes we just tend to ignore them. I would like to see the governor, who is going to be the governor of Laikipia. He's not just going to bring his own relatives. That kind of nepotism is not going to happen. I want to see everybody given opportunity. I want to see the tender, if there's a tender going on, either for building a road or anything like that. Women are also included, because women are great backbone for economy. And 80% of the work done in the world is done by women.
So women is a great resource.
Is a great resource. So I want to see them also being given the opportunity, and also not anybody to just discriminate them because of gender. Actually, the truth is, women are only women from here downwards. But up here,
very smart.
They are very smart.
I agree.
So I want to see them given opportunity. And I also want to see the resources in Laikipia being distributed in the right way. What I mean is that about the resources being distributed in the right way, the people of Laikipia, most of them are living less quarters in their own county, in your own country.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is that there was an agreement that was done 1904, and another one done 1911. Those that are historians, they know it. And this was the agreement between the Maasai people, because originally, Laikipia, most of the Laikipia was owned by the Maasai.
So Maasai and the white people, I guess.
And white people, they never owned anything. They just came to grab. Because
so the agreement was between the Maasai
and the Maasai and the white man. Yeah. So they said because the Maasai were there was no food, they were suffering of cholera and other diseases. The white man took advantage of that and then forced the Maasai. They told them, we can only help you, we can give you medicine if only you agree to move out of this place to Naivasha.
And that is an injustice that you want to address. If
I
you
want
were-
that
should
one
you be elected?
addressed. I want that one addressed because I think we need to revisit. That agreement because at this time they are owning the biggest chunk of land. You can just imagine one white man owning 20,000 acres of land.
A ranch.
And they have about 25 ranches
Wow.
in
Laikipia County.
In Laikipia County.
Okay.
Whereas the other community, they are just living in a very small area. So I want that one addressed so that the issue where we are fighting the Maasai and the Turkana, they are
over the limited resources.
over the limited
that
resources.
can be part of the solution.
That is part of the solution.
And maybe we'll take care of the insecurity.
And it will take on the insecurity because when the Maasai is there, basically, they are pastoralists. They want to move their cows, their goats everywhere. But now the place is limited for them. So we want that one addressed. Even if the white man, we are not sending him away, but he should release part of the portion to the local people.
Yeah.
To the local people so that we don't keep on fighting.
So that is something that you're looking forward. So you're telling the people of Laikipia today, should you be elected as the senator, that is something that you will fight for.
This is
that is
something
one of
that
the issues
I will
that you will
fight
fight
for.
for.
Yes.
So you're promising that.
I am promising that.
Okay.
That I will make sure that I fight for the right
For
of
the
their
land issue.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what a lot of Kenyans do not understand the role of the Senate. So what would you say is the role of the Senate in accordance to the new constitution?
Well, basically, the law of the Senate is oversight. There's a lot of money going to the county, to the devolved government, and it's the work of the Senate to make sure that they oversee the amount of money that is there is not misappropriated. There's no corruption. It's
no corruption.
Yes. I believe a senator.
That has become very synonymous. When you watch the news today in Kenya, corruption stories take about half of the bulletin. So the role of the Senate is to make sure that the governors spend the money
in the right way.
In the right way.
And this is work also to make sure.
So now, since there's a lot of misappropriation of funds
Yeah.
in a lot of the counties, so would you say that the Senate has failed in its role to address that issue?
Yes, the Senate think that the governor is much senior than them, but they don't know that the Senate
They have the powers.
has the power. He could not be getting more money than the governor, but the truth is, he has the power, he has the voice.
When it comes to checks and
Checks and balances.
yeah.
He is the voice of the people. He is the voice of the government. So anytime there is a senator, he should make sure if there is misappropriation of funds, if the allocation of human resource is being done there, like now that's one of the problem we do have in Laikipia, where we get maybe one community is the one given all the ministerial jobs, or one area.
So basically, ethnicity has been devolved. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, it has been devolved. It has gone down there. And now Laikipia with about 42, actually, basically we have 17 tribes in Laikipia.
Yeah.
Every tribe should,
Represented.
they must be represented in the government.
So that is something you're saying. If you're elected as a senator, you will see that there's fairness when it comes
fairness of distribution
Yeah.
of
of
human
resources. Yeah.
so that everybody can feel he belongs to Laikipia. Because Laikipia, we all belong there. And there's nobody can say, this is my county, we don't want the other people. So every tribe must be represented.
Okay.
So I feel that's one of the things I want.
That you'll go and address. Okay.
Yes.
Jubilee and CORD basically are the main vehicles for anyone who is seeking for any elective post in the next coming election. It is assumed that way. It's one of the determining factors, whether you're in Jubilee or CORD, that gives you a higher chance of being elected. So what are some of your expectations, and which party are you seeking to use as your vehicle?
My party is straight away Jubilee.
Okay.
And I love Jubilee. I love my president. I love the deputy president. It's only that I cannot say if you cut my blood.
It's only Jubilee.
Yes, Jubilee.
There are other parties that are affiliated to Jubilee, smaller parties, just a few, and they're refusing to get rid of their parties and fully join Jubilee. What's your take on that?
I think if you want to swim, you have to take out all your clothes and get inside the water.
You must come ready for the swim.
You must come ready for swim.
Yeah.
If you're coming for Jubilee, I think you should not, one leg is there, the other one is here.
Yeah.
It's like you have no confidence in the party.
And
That's why you still want to
have an option. And don't you think sometimes some of these issues may be legitimate, the concerns that they have, for them not to want to fully, give away their parties?
Yeah, but that's a bit selfish because we are all there. If there's any concern, we are all concerned. If we are concerned that maybe there will be corruption, it's not only you. Or
maybe they're concerned there will not be fairness when it comes to the party's
nomination.
Primaries. Yeah, the nomination.
I think the issue is the party nomination.
Yeah.
People get a bit scared about it. But this time, Jubilee have learned.
The governors have been asking for more money for the Pesa Mashinani, and how do you think the Senate has performed, when it comes to regulating, and making sure that the governors, whatever money they're asking for, is for the right use?
You see, the whole devolved government was in formation stage. They were actually, this is the time they were doing the foundation. The demand was so much of everything, and so the money that the governors were given, I can tell you, it was not enough, because some of the places they were building their offices, other places they are trying to put these things together. It's a foundation stage, but at the same time, I believe the Senate should be that kind of a person who is not just coming to sit in the Senate. He should be an ambassador of his county. What I mean by an ambassador of his county, he should see to it that the money may be given to the county. If it is not enough, he should go looking for funds in other places, because he's like the ambassador of that county. He should go to seek donors, people who can partner with this county.
And with that, we'll take a short break, and the point will be back in a bit. Don't go too far. Welcome back. I am Miriam Ogutu, and this is The Point. In case you're joining us, my guest today is Bishop Dr. Weston Gitonga, who is looking to vie for the Laikipia County Senator in the next general elections. Strikes have become synonymous and very regular since the devolvement of the health sector. Do you think senators are doing enough to address the suffering of Kenyans when it comes to the health sector?
Can you imagine somebody who is sick, remaining?
This is a life and death situation.
It's the life and death situation. So my advice would be, if I elected the senator of Laikipia, I am going to revisit that issue. I'm going to ask the parliament that we revisit that issue of health.
So by revisiting, what
I mean, instead of devolving the health sector,
should go back to the national government.
Should go back to the national government. Because when it was in the national government, we didn't have this kind of strikes that every time. But now we are having them. It shows the national government was handling it in the right way. They were able to handle it. Why didn't the government devolve the education? Why did they just devolve ECD, early child development only? After all, it was even not being taken care of before.
Yeah.
Why didn't they handle that? Why didn't they also devolve the policemen? So there are those institutions that were not devolved, and they found it was good. I think health should be
back
one
to the national government.
To the national government.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my feeling.
All right. So how do you intend to minimize the conflict between communities and between human beings and animals?
Okay, that's a big issue we have in Laikipia. Animals, that is wild animals, especially the elephants and the baboons, monkeys, all those ones that are really terrorizing us. They are the terrorists of Laikipia. But one thing they should do, they have been trying to put a big wall between the forest and
so how far is that wall, and how effective is it so far?
I don't think it's effective at all. I don't think that was a good idea. If I was the senator at that time, I would have said no.
So what do you propose?
I would propose they should know how to handle the animals.
How? The wild
Handling
animals.
the animals is very easy. Why are the animals coming from the forest to where the human beings are? If it's water, go and get the dams inside the forest, so the animals don't come looking for water where the people are.
So now let's talk about this, the county headquarters issue. Rumuruti and Nanyuki, they're quite apart. So what's your stand on when the headquarters of Laikipia County were moved?
Part of Laikipia didn't like it, but that was just to be a bit selfish. Because if you imagine somebody traveling all the way from Ngarua or Kenamba, traveling all the way to Nanyuki, which is the farthest end near Meru, that was very unfair. It was okay a long time ago, but for today we have more people settled in the western part of western part of Laikipia, what we call West Laikipia, and making them just to go all the way to Nanyuki, it was not fair. So a more central place was much better.
Okay.
Because it serves the people from north, it serves the people from east, and it serves the people from west.
So a more central place is
Rumuruti.
Okay.
Rumuruti is more central, despite that it's not developed enough. But development comes when people agree. When people agree, this is the right place. So I think with the time, people are going to agree that was a good decision for every one of them. But for now, not all of them that agree.
Okay.
But I feel that was a good decision to take Rumuruti.
Now, of course, you are a bishop, and now you want to venture into politics. What do you think is the role of the church when it comes to politics?
I think people have got very bad idea about the church. They think the church is all about going to the pulpit and preaching. They never think that the church should be involved in the society.
In politics, yeah.
But one of the things the church should always, or what the church does, it becomes a voice of the voiceless. You remember, like when there was no multi-party, we used to hear bishops.
Yeah, the church was very vocal at that time.
The church was very vocal, talking every time. Because the church is there. Wherever there's a gap, wherever they find that something is not happening, the church must come.
Okay.
That is when there was no multi-party, the church had to speak for the people. Because the same way the government is taking care of the people, the church
same way church
also
is taking
takes care of the people.
Okay. So you as a clergy coming into politics, what are you bringing with you in politics?
Me as a clergy coming to politics, we want to bring a scenario where we want to bring people to know that the church is also part of this society. If there's a problem, the church is also
It's part of the solution.
It's part of the solution. And now that we have a lot of crime, corruption, unfairness of this and that, a churchman should be there.
So just before we end, I would like to know your thoughts on Trump's win in the U.S. elections.
Oh yeah, that's my friend. That's my friend.
Trump is your friend?
Yeah, he's my friend.
He made enemies all over the world. How comes he's your friend?
He's my friend because there's something that he stood for that I liked so much.
Which is?
Oh, he never wanted abortion. And if you really made a mistake of electing Hillary Clinton, 5 million children would have died. Because he would allow corruption. They would allow things like gay marriage. They would, because their party is saying that. But Trump was very sincere.
Why should the residents of Laikipia, if you could look at that camera, why should they elect you as their next senator? And what would you do different in regards to the senator that Laikipia is having right now?
First of all, I want to make it very clear that Honorable Gigi Kariuki has done great work in Laikipia. And he owns all the honor he deserves as a senator. People of Laikipia, I really want you guys to vote for me. I really want you guys to start with me. And especially I want you to appear during the nomination day. Because nominations around April 20. So we really want these people to come and help us in nomination. Yeah.
All right, Bishop Dr. Weston Gitonga, it was nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miriam.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And until next time, this is The Point. I am Miriam Ogutu. Bye-bye.